Let's take a look at the coordinate marker tool in Vectorworks Architect and Landmark 2008. This is a new tool that we've added, and it allows you to put set out points on a drawing in relation to a datum. The tool is in the site planning toolset, and this is the tool here, and there's also an associated menu command which is in the AEC menu in the Architect workspace or in the Landmark AEC menu in the Landmark workspace. Let's take a look at a simple example here, and here I've got just say the corner of a building up here and this curved line, and I want to put some coordinate points along this curved line so that the contractor can lay out that curve correctly. But there are of course much larger projects where you could use this to set out the positions of points, of survey points and so on in relation to a datum on a larger scale drawing. Let's begin by changing the origin of the drawing, because normally this will go hand in hand with using this tool. So we can use the set origin command here and set origin to next mouse click. We'll click OK, and let's set the origin to that corner point there, and I'll click there. If you have the rulers showing, or you're on a PC, there's also a little icon in the top left hand corner here you can drag to snap onto a new coordinate point, or a new origin point I should say. Now the next thing we have to do is to tell the coordinate marker tool that this is the origin that we want to use, and we do that by going to the AEC menu and going to reset coordinate markers. If you forget to do this step and you select the tool, it will actually tell you that you've got to go and use the reset coordinate markers in the AEC menu first. So let's go ahead and do that, AEC, and you'll see why this is useful in a few minutes. So now that we've stored that point, we can go ahead and use the tool. The first time you use the tool, I'm just going to zoom in here a bit, the Object Properties dialog will appear. And that's this dialog here. And here you can make some choices as to how the object appears and behaves. I'll make some choices here, and then we'll come back and explain these in a few minutes. I want to put some labels on this. I want the cross marker style. I want to display an ID, and I want the ID text size to be 4 points larger. Let's go ahead with this, and you'll see here that we've now got this this coordinate marker. The label text is this text here, and I can move that around, and you can toggle the label text or the ID text on and off. If sometimes you might want to have an ID on each of your points, other times you might not, so that's optional. And we chose to make this text 4 points bigger than the text of the actual ID itself. The ID text size and font are set from the text menu. So font is set here, size is set here. So this is the corner point, and you can see it's reading out as X is Y, X is 0 and Y is 0. And I'm going to rename this ID text to datum. And so that way we know that this is the datum on the drawing. The marker style is a cross, but you could set that to be a circle or a dot or any of the other options there. So now we've got the datum set, and that's 0, 0. So if we take the tool now and I come over to the curved line here, and let's start at this top end here, and I click up there to place one of these, it's going to position the coordinate marker right there on the end of that line and give the offset between this point here and that point there. If I just move that off there for a moment, there's our position 1 point, and we might just move that up a little bit. If I move that around, you'll see it's changing as I move it around the drawing. The numbers are changing. So it is an interactive object. Let's go ahead and put that back on the end of the line here. and that's our first set-out point. If we want another set-out point, we'll leave that at 0.01. I can either just take the tool again, or I can hold the Alt or Option key down and just click and create a duplicate like this, and I could come down and do this along the line to get the set-out points for the line. Then I can change the ID accordingly, and I have my set-out points all relating to the original datum point. Now, let's say the datum point changed for some reason, and the datum point was going to move up to here, and you wanted this to be the origin point of the drawing. So the first thing that you would do is, or possibly you would change the origin and then change this datum, but you can do this one way or the other. If I take the set origin command now and use set origin to next mouse click, and I click in the center of that, then that is now becoming the 0 point on my drawing, but all of these are now incorrect because the origin of the drawing has changed. If you come back up here now to AEC reset coordinate markers, it will ask if you want to reset them to the new origin of the drawing. Click yes, and this has now become 0, 0, and all of my markers on the drawing have updated accordingly. So that's pretty well how the tool works. Just let's now have a quick look at the graphics here. The text configuration, we can have it all on one line, as you can see there, or split it into two lines. If you want to also add an X, Y, and Z coordinate, then you can do that, and you enter the Z coordinate by entering in a number here. So if I put in 200 there, then this is going to change to 200. When you do have the Z coordinate showing and you go to a 3D view, you'll actually get a 3D locus point that represents this point. Moving that will also alter the Z value. If you want them to be stacked, then we can show them like that. Obviously, if you do that, you would have moved the point in a slightly different position. We've then got the various marker styles with dot, dash, locus, triangle, X cross, which is a cross going the other way. We've got a scale factor, so we can make this just the scale factor affects just the marker, so you can make the marker bigger or smaller, and then we've got whether or not we're displaying the ID, what the ID text is, and how much bigger or smaller the ID is. So that's the coordinate marker tool.